Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
Is K-pop rapping moving in the wrong direction?
So if you aren't new to my channel, this is going to be a bit weird for you because I never talk
if I
about
heard
negativity.
like K-pop rapping, I don't know. It's like how people make fun of like Drake is a rapper, but he does a lot of pop rap. So I feel like K-pop gives that like a lot of like pop rap.
I think
Very often do you get rap.
I think we're just gonna talk about like the actual rap verses, the 20 seconds of the song. Not the whole
I
like a rap
okay.
song, but
Oh, okay.
the 20 seconds that they spent rapping, it's about that.
Oh.
Usually in my videos, whenever I make a video on K-pop rap, it is always to highlight something cool, to show you guys something intricate and technically skilled that I'm impressed by, or just like a cool rap that I
Cause
want you guys to hear, right? Like
trying to
that's
figure out like I'm trying to think to my head who had bars like legit like bars.
In rap,
Yeah.
K-pop,
Yeah.
I think only BTS I've seen. When we did their ciphers, that was
Yeah,
they
but
had some
that's
solid
because they
ones.
had to rap in a cipher.
Yeah, rap.
But outside the context of in a cipher,
Uh,
like who rap with bars?
we had like once or twice, but
Mm-hmm.
I think K-pop doesn't understand what rap is. They
Mm.
think it's just a sound and they just do it. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
typically when I'm making rap content, what it's about in the K-pop world. But today I am diving into the negative side of it because we
What
have
kind
something
of?
that we
So the guy doesn't in his reaction, not reaction, like his videos, he never talks about nothing bad in K-pop. He only talks about positive. What kind of echo chamber is that?
need to talk about, which is the complete misdirection K-pop companies are taking the rap aspect of K-pop. So hopefully I'm not the only one who's noticed this, but the rap side of K-pop is the only part of K-pop companies are just completely missing the mark on. And they're missing the mark
They
on it
are.
not for something that's their fault necessarily, but for something that
It is their
it's
fault.
just not easy to see unless you're in the rap world, which is
Okay,
lack
fair
of
enough.
care in current K-pop rapping. From my point of view, and what I've been seeing over the past 10 years of paying pretty close attention to rapping in K-pop, K-pop rapping is currently about standardization. Because at the end of the day, every other aspect of K-pop is standardized. What are good vocals in K-pop? There's a very standardized way to tell you what's a good vocalist and what's a bad vocalist, right?
I
You
feel
can
like
like
this
different
in
vocalists, but there's a
everything
very
though.
standardized way between the two. Dance, there's a very standardized way to say, hey, this is good
That's
dancing,
not
this is
fair
bad dancing, and
criticism.
people will accept this is the good, this is the bad, right? And it keeps going on. There's like a standardized visual, like the K-pop
Maybe there's
idol.
like a status quo in that community of K-pop to what is good and what is bad, but not in itself. Like in you can say like there's not a standard in every genre. There's a standard.
It's a standardized visual that they go after, right? So every one of these other aspects of K-pop have standardization to them, and K-pop companies are trying to standardize rap. Thus, they then train their trainees and future K-pop idols in this standardization of rap. And if you don't believe me, I can show you a million examples of recent stuff where especially girl group rapping is very much taught to the trainees who are not rappers. This is how you rap. This is what we found works well that fans eat up, and this is how you
The most obvious examples, if you guys want to see, is Evely. Her, whatever that was, Dochi's cover that she tried to do. That is the most obvious example of how you fuck up a rap.
do it. That's basically
That or Young Posse, any song.
what the training aspect of rap is. But at the end of the day, they are missing the mark completely because that is the complete contradiction of what rap is trying to do. Rapping isn't about the standardization of like a good vocal technique, right? That's not what rap is. Rap is self-expression. What's essentially happening in this K-pop world is K-pop is, I want to say, losing this self-expression, but then faking it into
I don't feel like K-pop never had self-expression. I feel it's always just been like very cookie cutter.
fake
At
self-expression.
least
It's
based on what
really
we've
weird.
seen.
So let's just dive into this like a little deeper than the surface level. I think I got the point that I'm trying to talk about across. Essentially, I'm not sure if it's a completely agreed upon thing, but at least to me, from what I can tell in the K-pop world, from what I've been listening, K-pop rap has always had this problem, right? It's just the fact that this kind of burns a little more now because K-pop was heading in the right direction. Very briefly, for 4 to 5 years, from like 2015 through 2019, 2020 or so, K-pop rapping
I'm gonna need some examples.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're heading there.
in general had this very solid direction where both boy groups and girl groups were not only being unique and self-expressive in their raps about who they are and not trying to be something they're not, but also just doing it correctly. You look at groups like BTS, Monsta X, Stray Kids, Idol, Mamamoo, all with great rappers who had come up and are self-expressing during this time, self-writing, not trying to standardize it based on what's popular and trendy in terms of rap, and doing what they want, how they want to express themselves. And there was a very brief period in K-pop where that was the trend, if you will, and K-pop companies were allowing their members to write, to self-express as rappers, and that was super good. But now, specifically the latter half of 4th gen and now into 5th gen, there are exceptions to this, but the vast majority of K-pop rap has gone back, retracted to early 3rd gen and late 2nd gen, or just 2nd gen in general, where the rappers are no longer self-expressing. They are expressing a fake persona put on by the concept. And that is just the epitome, at least to me, of what rap isn't, right? And we're a bit out of the aspect that I normally talk about, which is the technicalities behind the rapping and everything, but it kind of gets reflected in that because at the end of the day, a lot of those, like, you're standardizing it, so you want those very repeatable, straight triplet flow, straight 8th note flow, straight 16ths with some gallops, like those super simple repeatable flows, those very standardized rhyme schemes, they're easily standardized and repeatable, and that's what companies are going after. So it's kind of reflected in this inability to self-express as well. But back to the point, except for a few exceptions, like maybe the P1 Harmony boys, the Psychers boys, the Young Posse girls, and a handful of others, of especially smaller groups. The majority of the K-pop world is very much going in the wrong direction of rap, and it is very much worrying me. If you've noticed on my channel, or if you're new here and you go back and look at my channel, I had a bunch of videos highlighting cool raps, right? 2021, 2022, 2023. So many cool raps I was pointing out and everything. Nowadays, I'm struggling to find stuff to talk about. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't make a video. I only made one video on P1 Harmony. It's also on me for not making as many videos, but it's just getting harder to find the cool stuff to talk about that I haven't talked about before, because I feel like this barrier isn't being pushed as much as it used to be, and especially by established people too. You look at the most recent barrier pushers, for example, doing the new things in K-pop rapping and pushing that bar forward. On the girl group side, Soyeon, she hasn't been doing anything insanely cool recently, right? It's been a couple years. Changbin, he hasn't been doing anything since the early 2020s, maybe late teens. Like even the people who are established are also kind of taking a step back. But the important thing is they are still self-expressing, right? Soyeon is completely writing everything for Idol. Changbin is still writing all of his verses in Stray Kids. Like these idols are still self-expressing. But you look towards these new ones that are debuting. I just think that's a very obvious tell of the regression of self-expression that we were going towards with Stray Kids and everything. You look at girl groups, other than Young Posse, any other girl group that's going for this, haha, we're a hip-hop badass crew, right? Other than Young Posse, who genuinely self-express and write about themselves as people most of the time, the other groups do not do that. You have
really?
this new group, VVS. Like the disconnect there between them and the audience, it's not self-written. That the girl idol that is now representative of her. And she's being forced to say that and rap that, and it's just
I really don't get what he likes about Young Posse. What is there to like about them? Like, they're such a gimmick, it's ridiculous.
Like, what? And it just looks really bad, at least to me, coming from this self-expression that I'm looking for in K-pop rapping. You look at other groups like Baby Monster. So that's kind of the point I'm getting out for the girl group side, especially is we're getting more of these hip-hop styles, right? Like, we're a hip-hop K-pop group, K-pop girl group, and then they completely contradict the aspect.
I think what K-pop doesn't understand is rap is about aggression and being if somebody gonna pull up, you gonna fight.
But even more, even more than that is more self-expressions of just about the self. Like what you're saying has to be true to you.
Yeah, but it's just in general, to me, rap is about a personality. If Cardi says something, she about to pull up. You pull up, she gonna fight. I believe whatever she say, I believe it.
It's not just about fighting. Rap is not just fighting.
Right, but I'm saying her music is aggressive. Now we have
but everyone, when they think of rap, they only think of aggressive rap. That's not what rap is.
That's what
rap
I like.
Is big. That's okay. Then there's a difference from preference to what it is. What it is, rap is bigger than that. Rap, period, is self-expression to your truth. Okay.
Fair enough. But take Young Posse. They're telling you they're rapping all this aggressive shit. They're trying to be like Cardi. Then we see them live and they're like, "Oh, you kidding me?" Like when we saw them at that Eminem thing,
Mm-hmm.
that was ridiculous. Like I don't believe none of that.
Aspect of hip hop of self expression by pretending to be something they're not. VVS being like, I got ice on our teeth because we have grills. Like, what? That's not who they are. They're idol girls. Like, what? You got Baby Monster talking about how they're gonna roll up in Tokyo. You got so many groups in the girl group side that are just completely falsely representing who they are for the concept of hip hop, which shouldn't be a concept at the end of the day. They should just be self representing who they are in their rapping. And then you look at the boy group side, and while there are more exceptions like P1 Harmony, Psychers, and recent debuts that give solid potential, like Joe Uchan and All Day Project, right? Other than a handful of people, you look and it's you look at All Day Project itself, who literally debuted like 2 days as I'm recording this ago. Tarzan is getting so much love from comments in the videos. I've heard he's also getting hate on Twitter, but regardless of the stuff outside of rap, he is like being called like this, like, oh my god, he's genuinely not a K-pop rapper. You can hear it in his voice, and I'm just like, he didn't self-write the lyrics. He has a very straightforward flow, and the lyrics are not that intricate, nor the rhyme scheme is like. What are you talking about? And like, fans will just eat up these simple raps and these very non-self-expressive raps, and I don't know what to do.
They eat it up because they don't actually listen to rap. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you listen to rap, K-pop has nothing to offer in terms of rap. If you
Mm-hmm.
actually listen to rap.
Because it's interesting how people listen to music very differently. Some just listen to how it sounds. Oh, it sounds good, but they don't really process what is being said.
Because it really feels like K-pop is being pushed in this direction of non-self-expression for rapping, which is the complete opposite direction it should be going, and it just hurts
Because that's
because
why
we've
we
already.
also get rap songs with just like sound effects as a verse
Yeah, we do have that nowadays, and
or
it's
repetition because
yeah,
it sounds like good.
yeah, it's sad days nowadays. We do get that bullshit. You're right.
Pushed in this direction. We're
And honestly, I kind of feel like that's the rap K-pop is going for. Is those Yeats, the Travis Scotts, whatever.
we got to the peak of basically Soyeon and Changbin on top, and they were like pushing the envelope, and then all of a sudden they stopped pushing, and then everything. Like, not blaming them obviously, but it just feels like everything else stopped as well at the same time. And I don't know. I just need to make a video to talk about this because I'm very confused. It feels weird. It feels lazy by the companies to just not like find actual idols that develop a passion for rapping like Jongsub. Instead, we are throwing it
Who?
on to people who don't want to be
I don't
rappers
know.
and just saying, "Hey, do this." And yeah, I don't know. It's nothing new. It's just like coming back, and I don't want it to come back. So anyway, long story short of the video, ridicule, very straightforward, inauthentic raps. We don't want it in K-pop. I don't want it in K-pop. I hope you don't want it in K-pop. If you do want it in K-pop, then
But
I
I
don't know
just
what to
don't
tell you.
think
I
rap
guess you just
is
disagree.
K-pop.
Anyway, thank you for watching.
K-pop
Thank you
is
for.
K-pop. I
Yeah,
think rap is its own genre.
yeah, it's not K-rap, it's K-pop. I think if we go into K-rap, like into that more underground, we can find Korean rappers that can rap. But like K-pop, it is pop. Yeah, like I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what.
Because I don't think rap is like a mainstream sound. Like what they want as a mainstream rap is like the very gimmicky stuff that they find appealing. But otherwise, rap in itself is not what we're seeing on the mainstream from
Yeah,
K-pop.
but I will say though, I think what the point he's maybe trying to make, and I think he's right, is if you're gonna make a gimmick, then why touch it? Don't even touch it. Don't even pretend to rap in K-pop. Just do pop music. R&B, K-pop's actually does pretty solid R&B. Like GOT7, the 80s new drop, Lemon Drop, all the J-Hope's new songs, they're pretty good. Like in terms of R&B, I think K-pop can do nice R&B if they want to touch on that, but rap is just they just that's not their thing. Like I don't know why they're
Can I see the comments?
yeah. I don't know why they're trying to do all that. It's just
I just feel like when it comes to like certain like genres, people only want to take, what they think is aesthetically pleasing, the good parts, the trendy parts, but not take it in its entirety and they want to profit over it.
K-pop in general is getting so manufactured. It's sad to see the rapping move back to that as well. Makes the self-writing and producing group stand out more. Appreciate hearing your thoughts
And
on
the
this.
thing is, when you see the rappers, they go and do those shows and they ask them to like, oh, can you freestyle? Can you
Yeah,
rap?
that is so
There's
bad.
it's so
It's so
bad
bad.
that I'm
Yeah.
like
It's
embarrassed when
so
they
yeah.
get asked this question
I get embarrassed too.
because you know they can't really rap.
I get secondhand embarrassment too. We saw
Mhm.
Treasure, we saw XG do
Mhm.
that.
Cuz rappers, for fun, for their hobby, they like to say lines, put
Yeah.
words together, read the dictionary, have fun with like sounds. But when you're going to like an interview and they ask you to formulate a basic freestyle of chips and that's a struggle for you and you're a rapper, that to me is just
Yeah, like
questionable.
when we saw them they asked to rap about food or like whatever
Yeah,
food was on
simple
the table.
food. Like I
Uh,
feel like you should do that on your
uh,
free time. Like randomly, like even me sometimes I'm alone by myself. I like a word, I rap a word, or try to think of a song in itself. And I'm not even a
yeah,
singer, artist, or anything like that. So I
I
can imagine someone who calls himself a rapper, someone who does this, who love music, who's into music, should be able to do this themselves as a freestyle, like something light,
yeah,
not
that
heavy.
that on the spot freestyles they asked them to do, like
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie, I could have done better job, and I'm no rapper.
Yeah.
That they asked started their rap was like
Mhm.
chicken,
And
potatoes,
they give like a
beef.
basic
What?
beat. I'm like, you should do
Like
this on
what?
you should do this on a regular. Like that should be
It's
easy, light
yeah,
work.
it's they're not and that's what bothers me the most about K-pop is there's no authenticity. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what really like I feel like it would be much better if people were authentic and not so manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can like then you can actually like stand people because
Mm-hmm.
how can you stand someone who's manufactured?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what to me like the stand culture is so weird is
yeah,
like it's so fucking manufactured. Where's there to
yeah.
stand about the group? They only see like show you what you want to
Mm-hmm.
see, like not what you want to see, but what the label wants to put out. There's no realness to it. You just
Mm-hmm.
fucking it's like a
A
cartoon
plant,
character.
industry plant.
Yeah, industry plant. That's exactly what it is. I'm not a big rap fan or anything, so I don't know how true this is, but personally, I feel like the most companies and rappers just don't understand what rap and hip hop actually are, and as you say, just use that concept with no deeper meaning. This is particularly evident in a lot of rap lyrics where their idols are about being really rich and boasting about having a lot of money, girl scars. Yep, when
Yeah,
in reality,
very
we all know they
superficial.
live together in a dorm unable to date. Exactly, exactly. That's why it feels like so fucking funny when they talk about money and they live in a dorm. Yeah, it's too much to read. Fuck that.
Okay. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, 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 share as much kindness as possible.